As someone who's used a lot of Masalek equipment in my time, basically my whole career, I don't actually have any at the moment in my rack, but I have used it most of my life, then I get a lot of people asking me, because I review equipment as well, Acustica Audio. Now they have a kind of rip-off plug-in of apparently the Masalek EQ. So here's a review of it, but also whilst I'm reviewing it, I'll show you how I use it and a top tip for how I've used Masalek in the past, and then how that transfers to the Acustica one, because it sort of looks and feels the same as the Masalek. So here we go. Let's dive into the computer. I'll show you how I do it. So this is the Acustica Ivory. I've been asked a lot about this plugin, being a lifelong user of Masalek stuff. Now they're kind of copied it here, I believe. This is what everyone keeps telling me. I've been playing with this now for a few weeks just to have a listen to it and see what I think. Obviously I know the sound of the original very, very well. So listening to this, you know, I know instantly what settings and what I should be doing and shouldn't be doing. On first look, you can get the left and right version of this. This is the stereo version that I'm using here for this demo. It has a few different things that the original Masalek doesn't have, which are the input and output meters, which is probably more handy on a plug-in. And it's got some trims here for your inputs and outputs, and pre-in and bypass. So yeah, it's got bypasses on each channel, which doesn't have on the Masalek. I did actually ask Leif for those at one point, and he just laughed at me. So, but I do like having them. I like them on the GML, which is another big EQ that I've used a lot. It's just handy to be able to switch in and out the channels. But on Leif's later versions, he made it so it was true bypass in the 0 setting. So if you have one of the earlier Masalek EQs, as you're running through it, it still keeps the channel live. That does actually add a sound. So if you have got one of the original ones and you have it all set to 0, you still get a sound of the EQ, which is pretty cool. And it is a nice sounding EQ. So how does this one compare? How does it sound? That's really what you want to know from me, being a Masalek man. So let's just play through the track, and I'll put some EQ on and you can hear the before and after, so you can get an idea of what you're hearing, and then I'll sum it up afterwards. So let's play. So that's in. The thing that's different is these cues are at the bottom rather than the top, so I'm automatically trying to grab them at the top. Let's just put on, I mean, a classic setting for the Masalek is 12K. It's got a nice open 12K on a shelf. Put 1 dB on, turn it off and on, and see what it sounds like. Let's go a bit more extreme so you can hear a bit more difference. And put some higher mids on. Open up. The 27K is always nice on a Masalek, so let's just get that playing again. Okay, I'll go full bypass. So let's see what let's add a bit of bass in there, shall we? Let's try 1 dB at 60. Let's go on a shelf there too, so that you can hear exactly what's going on. In fact, let's give it kind of 1.5. Let's go mad. So yeah, I mean, I've had a little play there. I'd suggest you get the demo of it so you can have a go with it yourself. For me, it does resemble slightly the Maselec. When I've played with it a lot, I've kind of tried all of my settings that I like. I've tried it in MS mode and messed around and stuff, and I think it does sound good, but it just doesn't have the same depth as the Maselec. It doesn't sound as posh as the Maselec. Maselec has more of a 3D sound to it than this. I'm not saying this is bad. I think I like the sound of this as plugins go. It doesn't have that smeariness or that edginess of a digital plugin, so it does sound nice. I wouldn't go as far as saying it sounds like an analog EQ, but I think it's a good EQ, but it just doesn't have that depth of field that you get from the Maselec, and you just get this sound, this kind of poshness from the Maselec that you don't get from this, but you do get a nice sound from this, so I wouldn't totally decredit it. It's a lot cheaper than the Maselec, so it's definitely worth having in your arsenal. But yeah, if you can get a Maselec, definitely get hold of one of those. Check that out. You'll understand exactly what I'm saying if you hear a Maselec compared to it. It's just that kind of stereo depth that you get from the Maselec gear. Most of his gear, really, Leif's gear, sounds like that, but especially the EQ, it's a gem. And if you are buying one of them, yeah, the new ones are a bit different to the older ones, depends what you want. So with the Maselec EQs, but yeah, definitely worth getting on a trial, see if you like it, have it in your plug-in rack. But yeah, definitely try and get the original if you can. So that's it. That's the Acustica Ivory. It's a Maselec kind of cloney thing. What do you think of how it sounds compared to the Maselec? I haven't done a side-by-side, so I can't actually tell you. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this, if you're using it, and what uses you found for it. So please like this video, please subscribe. Till next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.